Yes, erinnya yenze Edwin Twinomugisha.
Okay.
Era nga bwe nkugambye ninamu obuzibu obutonotono bw'olulimi Oluganda. Yeah, sure, I would really feel comfortable. We shall keep on mixing because I really have some good friends around here.
Okay.
Yeah, those who really want to capture my information very well.
Okay.
But my name is Edwin Twinomugisha.
Okay.
And the majority of our people in Bushenyi municipality, they call me IKondere. IKondere.
IKondere.
Yes, sure.
Is it part of your? Is it on your national ID, or it's just a nickname?
IKondere. It is the description of the kind of a person, the person that they have always wanted to have.
Okay.
And indeed, they have finally discovered that person in me.
What's the meaning of IKondere?
IKondere, in our area, it is interpreted in different versions.
Okay.
Version 1, they look at IKondere as there is that beetle. It looks like a beetle and quite colored. So it looks quite, it is beautiful. It's a beautiful one.
Okay.
And usually when you hit it with your hand and it falls down, it does not give up. It fights until it flies again.
Okay.
And then it has that, melody. It just gives out some good rhythm. When it is flying, it produces some quite
good music,
amazing rhythm.
Okay.
But then for our case, we looked at the version of IKondere in another perspective. We are looking at IKondere as a xylophone.
Oh.
I know you people know a xylophone.
Yes.
A xylophone has got different bars on it.
Yes.
And those bars, when you hit on any bar,
it has a different tune.
It has a different tune,
yes.
has a different pitch.
Yes.
And that is the clear description of IKondere in relation to Edwin.
Oh, wow.
That when you go to education and you beat on the other bar of education, it should be able to give you the tune that matches with education needs.
Okay.
When you hit on the bar that produces the health tune, it will definitely serve you with the tune that matches with those issues and the needs of the health sector. If you want to the tune of security, mention them. In other words, a xylophone is an amazing instrument with the different bars, and I want to tell you how I wish each other person would really go in to investigate more about IKondere, and in this case, in relation to a xylophone, because the tune is quite amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Interesting.
Yes.
So briefly, Honorable, kindly take us through your background. Tell us a little more about yourself.
Oh yes. Rachel Webare, kandi nkokuna n'abagambire banwana banje nti IKondere ya Bushenyi municipality. Ati fe eyo waffe kyalinga kirooto kintu kizibu nnyo okubeera nga tova mu maka g'aba politicians. Tova mu maka g'amanene ensi geemanyi.
Okay.
N'ovaayo n'ogamba nti nange nandyetaaza okwesimba ku ntebe eno kati nze nge IKondere, my background is quite shaky.
Okay.
Nowe ntupinyumiza ebiyinza obutakijjayo bulungi naye nga nva ndi mutabani w'omugenzi Kahanje Anatole. Ne maama wange akyaliyo Torasaba Jovita ndi muzzukulu wa Marco Kagwa.
Okay.
My grandfather's name is very historical in our area.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very historical, and of course, it's a saint's name. Yeah. So, my father, I think, is the third, if not firstborn, of my grandfather.
Oh.
But fortunately, as we were growing, of course, you always get trust here and there. By God's grace, I'm the president of my grandfather's,
among the grandchildren family.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the president.
Interesting.
So I grew up from Bushenyi. Of course, I'm a real native of Bushenyi municipality.
Okay.
I grew up from a village, a small village called Masia.
Okay.
Masia, yeah, it is in Roharo Ward.
Roharo.
Yeah, Central Division, Bushenyi municipality in Bushenyi district. And my journey right from my early days of childhood is not a good story to tell. Okay. Like another person would expect that when you say you are contesting, then your previous story should really be good. Yes. I started from UPE schools. I'm a UPE product. Okay. And it's not because it is the best I really had to achieve get by then, but it's what my parents could afford at that time. Yeah. I'm the firstborn of my parents. Okay. But my father was a tailor. And you can imagine how much money he was making on a day. I know. And this gentleman having his two wives, trying to balance life here and
there. Yeah.
So on my mother's side, we have 4 siblings.
Okay.
And then we had the other 3 from the
other family.
Yeah. So the journey was not so easy, but we had to go to, myself in particular, had to go to UPE school. That was her primary school.
Okay.
Akawera mara nenkyusa muko nga nawo mbeera yekyuse kata wange ng'amaze okufa.
Oh dear.
Kugenda mu side y'abamaama mama wange.
Tata yafa ng'olina emyaka emeka?
Yafa nga ndowooza mpezza emyaka 12.
Okay.
Emyaka 12. Kati mara bali ba uncle ne bangamba nedda ono mwana mugezi ate taata we yamwesa. Tulowooza omwana bwe tuba tumututte eri asobola okubeera n'abaana abalala ne tumujja kwera ennaku ate n'asoma n'amaliriza emisomo gye. Kati awo ke kuntwala nimaliriza P7 musomero eddala nga baliyita Kiyaga primary school igala East. Kati mala okumala primary yange ninjoyininga secondary school.
Okay.
Ate secondary school awo ne byongera okutabukamuko nga nsigazayo mu kisogumu muzira kisa mpe basale nsomere. Kakati Rachel nze nasoma nimala high school yange nga ndi ku basale nga nsoma ne Bushenyi vocational secondary school.
Okay. Still within Bushenyi?
Yeah, within Bushenyi.
Okay.
Omwami oyo bamuyita KSJ Pascal.
Okay.
Yali nga director, in fact he's still the director of that school.
Wow.
Naye musajja oyo yanjagala naye nga nange nali nkola bulungi mu kilaasi nga ndi mwana gwe wandyagadde naawe okubeera nga wesinze otambula naye kubanga nga nali mugezi.
Walisha.
Nga n'emirimu emirala ngikola bulungi nga ndi musajja musambu w'omupiira.
Okay.
Nga ndi musajja muntu wa debates. Nga nze debate nga totutte Edwin n'agenda.
Nga amagezi g'olina.
Nga amagezi g'olina. Ate awo nimala okusoma ate kati ebizibu ne biddamu.
Okay. Ng'omaze senior 4, senior 6?
Ng'amaze senior 4.
Okay.
After senior 4, nga we had no any other hope. Nga tulabira ddala nti we cannot go on. Kati family yange n'engamba nti okujjako ng'okkiriza kitunde ettaka.
Olwo nga bato bo baliwa? Bali ku ki?
Nabo baliyo mu primary batambula mpola mpola. Oluusi bagendayo ku ssomero ennaku endala ne bagamba tujja kugenda. Kubanga embeera yeeyo. Embeera yeeyo. So family yange bwete bwe yali mukwano naye okumaliriza by God's grace we are able to really grow up and I completed my senior 4, after senior 4. Nisooka nintuulawo natuula for the year.
Olwo nga results zifulumye. Okay. Good.
Naye ebintu mbikoze naye ate nga essuubi eriddayo okusoma nga ndaba
nga ttono.
Akati awo ninfuna omusajja omulala yanyingiza omukutunda emigaati.
Okay.
Nze ninyingira bakery. Ningamba katengere ebyokusoma bigaana kati nze kangende noge sente. Kati ningenda mu bakery omwo namalamu mu mwaka mulamba nga nkola.
Okay.
In fact nasookerera ddala mu oven eri emigaati gye mulaba gye mulya. Nze nagifumbanga weri
mu oven. Okay.
Ng'amanyi okumikisinga mu machine nimbijjayo ne tutwala mu oven naye ng'embeera ddala ng'olabira ddala nti yo embeera si nnungi omuliro guba mungi. Akati awo ne balaba nti engero gy'ono omwana yali asomasomyeko mbagamba kati mutwale tumuteeke mu sales ne bampa vaani. Njukira nga ntambula n'omusajja gwe bayitanga Desiderio. Omusajja oyo bwe twatandika nga ntambula naye nagamba oli musajja mujagujagu ndaba omugezi. So kyegenda okukolera eky'empisa kwe kubeera nga nkuyigiriza okuvuga. Olaba bwe nfuuka driver w'emigaati awo.
Olwo ebyokusoma wabyerabira.
Ebyokusoma ebyo mbivuddeko kubanga sirina wendaga. Okuddayo
kasente tetonnafuna buno.
Ate nga bampadde option tutunde ettaka ate nga waliwo section endala egamba ettaka ly'omu lireke abataasoma bwe tubaliyo. That kind of
mindset.
Yeah. So eventually nga amaze omwaka nga ndi mu migaati.
Okay.
Nga ntandise n'okuvuga emigaati. Katonda n'ansaasira. Aba anko bange ne baddamu bakwatagana ne maama bange. Alina okubeera nga addayo
ku ssomero.
Mpozi yange mpanvu oluusi bwe mba njumya enkwatako nnyo
Oh dear.
eringa egezaako kunzayo naye ekimpa amaanyi beera nti engeri gye twatambulamu nga tusoma emirimu gye twayitangamu nabana abantu abalala omanyi ku kitundu mubeerawo ab'enjawulo nga muli bangi naye ate nga walimu bali nabo nga bufaanagana naawe. They see life is exactly the way you see it. Yes. You're facing life in a similar perspective.
Yes.
So, Rachel, my story is really endless because I want to tell you that during that time, I really carried out a number of businesses in the town. That's why I tell you that I understand Bushenyi better than any other person.
Okay.
I was there. I saw there is a place called Garame. You must have heard about that place.
Within Bushenyi?
It's
okay.
A joint area. Oh, you have not
I have not heard about it.
Let's tell you about it. It was our center. It's a close place. It was our center of income generation for those small earners.
Okay.
Now that's where we started serious business. You know, every Saturday you have to go and fry some peanuts, put them in the basket, and you move around, and you make sure that by the end of the day you have collected some money. And this money is in two divisions. You have to get some money now to support your siblings.
Okay.
Who need some books and pens.
Yes.
But you also have to get some portion of this money and you buy some things,
capital,
to eat.
Something to eat.
Home.
Oh.
Your mother is waiting.
Okay.
So you're going to do business. So there is one shocking story that I always tell people during those days. As I was saying, you know, these people always say, let me first test your ground nuts. Let me first test
Kandozeko.
Kati nze mwana wattu nze nakwata akabbo kange nipusayisa mukati nabandowooza bali bamaze okuntegeera nga buli omu agamba jangu mala okutuuka ne bagamba ndoozaako
ku kajiiko
kati ndowooza n'agamba n'abalala nti oli alooza ali fuli n'okulooza kuyite nga abantu bali mukaaga ndoozaako bamala okulooza bonna bagamba tujja kukuwagira olutego akati nze saategeera nti ebinyeebwa byali bigenda bikendeera ngenda okuddamu okuceekinga ebinyeebwa byange
nga biweddemu
ebinyeebwa sibirina sirina sente sirina binyeebwa ate n'obembuwadde sikyabajjukira gwe waloozanga naye ng'atambula. So generally I grew up from such hardships.
Okay.
And by God's grace I continued. Of course I trained as a teacher.
Okay, that's good. Did you finish senior 6?
Yeah, of course I went back to school.
Okay.
Like I think I did not tell you after 1 year in a bakery.
Okay.
So life was like, you know, you can't then move on. You have now to channel and go and do continue with your studies.
Yes.
You can't continue. But me, I kept on convincing them, look, it's not about me continuing going back to school. Then you do senior 6. After senior 6, they then tell me that there is no money for what?
For university.
Then it will be a wastage of time. And I also lost interest.
And you had also started making some money.
Some goats and life was doing well.
Yeah.
I started buying some, you know, good jeans. Would really appear well.
Okay.
With other guys, and they said this one, he finished in 4 and now he's making some good money. I started inspiring those who wanted to drop out of school as well. Because they saw it was good against
Interesting.
So finally, like I told you, when I finished let alone, and the option was equally zero. And apart from joining a PTC, and the PTCs I remember, but there we had to really sell some land.
Oh yeah.
I remember we sold some piece of land, and the whole dream was please go back to school.
Okay.
Because my mother was really very, you know, she was very curious. Out of school. So ono mwana agenda training ng'omusomesa nenyingirawo nga Bushenyi PTC nga bweri tuli kumpi kati olaba nsomedde Bushenyi wali primary secondary rotatinga kati ne college era babwemaliriza nga ndi wano kati okumaliriza nga bagamba ebyo maze okukora naye komawo kati ofune y'essomero ya UPE around ebintu yenyini watandikiramu
osomese
tandika okwekikiriza tandika okukyamuko twatulira emboozi ngezo ate nze jjukira nina kye sikugambye nti okukula kwange kwonna nze ng'amanyi nti nina okubeera omunnamateeka.
Okay.
N'obudde bwonna bwe namala mu high school nga bagamba oyo munamateeka
mufuzi
nze nasaranga emisango y'abaana betwazanye nga ffenna awo ate nga nze kizibu nnyo okunsanga nti ndi mu gurupu naye siri mukulembeze awo nga ndi head of ebyo bya scouting nga byakajja bakabituyigiriza amasomero nga nze bitwala ku kyalo abaana betubeerawo nga tuzanya omupiira nga mbagamba gwe mba siri kapiteni omupiira ogwo tuguleke nga nyina okubeera kapiteni lwaki nayagalanga ekyo nga ndabira ddala I need to relate to share the experience and leadership nga ndabira ddala you cannot do anything within the group where there is no smart leadership. Abaana banzikirizawo nga bagamba yes Edwin bwagamba nti yes kubanga naleetanga order nga mbagamba now when we are playing football and you play badly, you will sit. First sit and see how others are playing. And such was good enough to make me be trusted by these children I grew up with.
Wow.
So Lisa Finga was the head teacher of St. Patrick Junior School in Mshanga. I joined the Kavateri to Machi in the junior school. And then I'm now here. Working with their parents' school.
Interesting.
But because I have moved in different capacities wherever I have served, because my dream is always to see people live harmoniously in a harmonizing manner, and of course they live as people who are achieving the same goal. Yes. Okay,
that's interesting. That was very, very nice. Would Honorable want to know what's inspired you to come and aspire, to show interest in standing as a honorable for Bushenyi and the rest of the constituency? Yes.
Thank you, Rachel. You see, I should have told you that when I joined the Kavateri in Mbarara, I started picking interest. You see, for us in Bushenyi, we grew knowing that politics is for the rich.
Yes.
That is the mindset that we have right from the beginning. One, politics is for the rich. Then number two, you must have either fought. You must be a war warrior, a war veteran. You must be a person from a family that has got that kind of political
background. Yes.
So that was really not easy for us to really show up in any position in Bushenyi by then.
Okay.
Now, when I joined Bushenyi, Barada, I worked with a director. This lady is called Mel Francis Kavateri. This lady is a political lady. And she told me, no, Edwin, you see, the way you present yourself, you can go and serve. But this lady was in FDC by then. And she told me, can I take you on and I register you? And that was my very
Which year was this?
2015. Yeah, 2015. There were some structures for FDC.
Okay.
And I think that is the president by then was Mugisha Muntu.
Oh.
Now Mugisha Muntu, I was introduced to Mugisha Muntu. I saw how humble and cool the man was. And this man was not really, he could understand you the way you are. He did not say maybe you are a teacher, you are small, you are short, you are what. The guy welcomed me. And they attached me to some other group for mobilization in Mbarara. Then I said, look, these things, they are very possible.
Yes.
I had to contest for the youth council in the FDC structures.
Within Barra?
Yeah, within Barra.
Okay.
And I won. These people had already seen
a superior man, yes.
I was under... not leave me the same because I started sitting in those meetings with FDC and these people were really good. They were trained to see leaders and advisors. So later on, when of course I served for a short or long while, I think the whole of 2015. So when I joined the Kampala, I now started seeing things differently.
Yes.
Now I started looking at politics beyond parties. I felt like these people in political parties are not really doing well. They are instead either serving their political parties or serving their own
people interests, yes, feeding their own stomachs.
So I now started growing into another different Edwin.
Okay.
The person who can now look at service and leadership. In fact, leadership as service. And a service that does not really segregate. To say that for you belong to NOP, you belong to NRM, you belong to FDC, and therefore services should be given in such kind of a manner.
Okay.
I started looking at things differently.
Yeah.
So the time I have been in Kampala, I looked at, I gave myself time to study and I look at politics. Must we be very good people in FDC to serve our people? Must we be very good people in NRM to serve our people? And then must we be very good people in NUP to serve our people? Then I started asking myself that who is a leader?
Exactly.
A leader should be a servant. If you don't agree and believe that you are a servant to your people, to your subjects, then you are a wrong leader. You are not a leader. In fact, you are a very, I don't know the right word I can use, but you are a very egocentric, political,
Glutton.
You are within the whole thing, playing to satisfy your ego.
Glutton.
Exactly. So my aspiration into politics largely is reflecting, looking at what those people in leadership are doing, and then relating it with my people in Bushenyi.
Bushenyi, okay.
Looking at Bushenyi, my dear Rachel, I would want you to really go and visit Bushenyi today. Ojendo lebe Bushenyi yemyaka about 20 years ago. It is still the same Bushenyi today. Hato yebuza kabaturana batera karuru nabaronda abebembezi. What have those leaders put in place to see that Bushenyi changes into a better Bushenyi that can accommodate all of them? Then I said, no. It seems we feared these things, thinking that these things are for
only the rich.
For the big people and tall people, for the people from small well-off families. Ingamba nedda batulimbanga tubayagala ntubitegeere naye nga tubisobola kati n'ingamba nti abantu bange bannange obukulembeze bwe twetaaga mu kitundu kyaffe
bunakyukamu
fe ababulina alina okuvaayo tugambe nti
enkyukakyuka erina okubaawo
erina okubaawo tulina okuva mu mbeera eri ey'okugamba nti ono nze ninayo abakulembeze abamusandyagadde okubamenya amanya naye ng'ono omukulembeze ffe twagenda okuzaalibwa nga mukulembeze
nga nakati akyaliwo
ali mu contestinga ngamba nkomawo kati banabozaddebo bw'oba otuddewo nabo ewaka bagamba kyebagamba nti bo bakule bafuuka abakulembeze ate ddi nga gwolemedde we balina okubeera.
Honorable, tugenda mumulamuko katini tufune ku lwendo lw'amazina ate tukomewo mwekumire ku Zubair TV tukyali ku Political Talk. Thank you.
Sole distributors ba Bako brand mu Uganda. Yes, sebo.
Mwe mutunda Bako
mu Uganda.
Kugamba you have a franchise for Bako. Kyetuba tugamba mu
Yes, sebo.
Bade njagala otwaleko mundu otulage ebintu emwe n'ebyenjawulo.
Zubair TV, Ensibuko y'amagezi.
Abalabi baffe abalungi ab'oku Zubair TV mukulikeeyo nate mu Bulango nga bwe twabasuubiza tugenda kuba tubaleetera programs ez'enjawulo nga tubaleetera content omulungi. Twasumuludde documentaries empya ennungi. Banaye mugende mu subscribinge mu likinge mu commentinge. Content omulungi akyajjira ddala ate tukyabasiikira ebirungi mu maaso awo. Tukomyewo mu kitundu kyaffe ekyokubiri nga tukyali wamu ne Honorable Edwin agenda okwesimbawo ku obwa Honorable Bushenyi District Constituency. Akyatutwalira ddala akyatuvugira ddala mu bintu byagenda tusuubiza byagenda okukola, background ye n'ebirala bingi. So Honorable, ekibuuzo egenda osooka, first of all, which political party are you aligned to, and why do you think you'd be the best candidate for that position?
Yeah, yes. Rachel, thank you so much. And like I earlier on told you that when I was in Mbarara, I was in a blue party.
FDC, yes,
FDC.
You mentioned that.
And I looked at how things were being done. I looked at people fighting in the party.
Okay.
I looked at people, pulling ropes here and there, going beyond the levels of leadership and service, but into serving their own ego.
Okay.
So the time when later on I looked at things like there was no FDC anymore. You saw the factions that were here. We had the Katonga faction, Najanankumbi faction, and such divisions could show you that there was no any other progress. According to me, I could not really see something move forward out of that.
According to you, because you are inside the party.
Definitely.
Otherwise, us outside, we think something is going on.
Yes, I understand. We are just very involved and we could just easily see and tell. So later on, I started wanting to really associate myself with people who are fighting for the people that are really crying.
The people outside the party.
Yes. Okay. So I started looking at the Uganda's problem as corruption, Uganda's problem as bad governance, where people do not want to really serve other people's interests. Now, my next step was touching to the parties.
Oh.
I've moved with NRM people. I've been with the members in the party structures.
Okay.
And I have seen at some point, in fact, many people kept on saying, man, you must get the card for NRM, which is actually very okay, basing on our political history.
Okay.
But the whole truth is, must we be drained, fooled? Sometimes I just go beyond that. Really, by thinking that there are parties that must serve our people. For how many years have we had parties, political parties in Uganda? And to what extent has Uganda achieved what it was meant to achieve? Especially, for example, when NRM was coming here, what was their political agenda? The political agenda was very clear. I think NRM is currently one of the parties that was welcomed by two hands because it had very good ideologies.
By the time it came.
Perfect. Everyone would say this is the party that is going to solve the problems of this country. But later on, how very true and authentic is the same statement to Ugandans today? And that has then made Edwin IKondere Bushenyi Shaka municipality to think and believe that we can offer a service beyond parties. I don't know whether I'm yet to answer your question, but our interest as people who support Edwin Twinomugisha IKondere Bushenyi Shaka municipality turihon twihamisho gitu ahakusupportinga ahakusavinga ebina turugateka ahakusavinga abantu bitu
kujangu ebina mwenda kujangu ebintu bariho mbakora mu bibina.
Yes,
it's not stretched to the people out.
Perfect. I would in fact go beyond that, and I show you some of the examples. Let's go into NRM. You have had the fights. People are fighting. Why are they fighting if they have been brothers and sisters for over time? They are fighting because their interests in the parties are beyond the interests of people, but rather they are looking at themselves being elevated from one level to another. We can cross and look at the youngest party. I think now it's no longer the youngest. But I would want to talk about Noop. Look at Noop. It was many Ugandans said this is now a savior. But then how comes before we know the vice president is now running away from the president, and then you look at the whole circus and you confirm that these people who are forming political parties, their ideas are entirely hidden within their interests. And therefore, Edwin Twinomugisha IKondere Bushenyi Shaka municipality shall run as an independent candidate. And I want to tell you that, yes, we believe in those who do right. We believe in those who do right. If you are an NRM person and you are doing right, you will be Edwin's friend. If you are a PLU person, but you believe in doing right, you will be Edwin's person. If you are a new person, but you believe in doing right, you will be Edwin's person. If you are a PPF, I've heard about
PFF, the new.
It is PFF.
Yes. What's his name?
For now currently, I think the entry the president is Morod. Morod is the president.
Yes.
Lord Mayor Elias Rukwago is the president, of course.
Of PFF.
Mobilized by.
So I think it's taking over the FDC.
Definitely, I don't want to go into the details of those parties because I was there before and I saw what was there. So I don't know, but
and the fact that you don't believe in parties.
Perfect. When you study history, you will discover that most of the foreign leaders before they go, they usually get resistance from the public, and in most cases, many parties come up. Many parties come up. You will see this party come. In fact, go and check out what is happening in Uganda today. Almost every other person is starting up
their own
new
party.
I was seeing my friend here, Muhammad Serunkuuma. He's also starting a party. I saw Katumba Hoye. You saw that gentleman, my friend, my brother. He also is saying is coming up with a party. There is some other gentleman. I have seen very many.
So parties are coming.
But to me, when you look at the rate at which parties are growing in Uganda, it exactly justifies what I'm telling Ugandans. That let's remove our focus. Let's have an interest of having politics in Uganda, which is beyond parties. Because these political parties, at the end of it all, these people are forming. In fact, if someone formed a party, if I formed my party today, and you come and join me, if you are not loyal to me, you will not remain in my party. So you see, yeah, that's what is happening. We have seen people run from one party to
To
another.
another, yes.
It's simply because they are failing to serve the interests of their bosses,
The other party.
their masters. Now, I don't want to deceive Ugandans and I deceive the people of Bushenyi Shaka Municipality that I'm coming to in this party because my interest is serving this person as God. No. I am telling the people of Bushenyi Shaka Municipality that I have been on the ground. Nkuzire nabo, nkurireyo. Ntahira mizi. Twaguze binyebwa, twavuga taxi, twavuga boda boda mutawuni, twaguze migati, twareba abasirikare umusirikare nakirize mbundu, arufite ambara nayo muhanda, arukoza arukwenda kugwa. A policeman is holding a gun but he's almost falling with his own gun. He's having loans, he's having multiple problems on the head. Do you know why we have many absentees in hospitals, health centers and etc?
No.
It's because aba bantu abarongo baserving abantu kuriya. Now when I say we are serving the country where we are not appreciated enough. You get it? So chibanyisa ngu ayine ebiri kumutegana se bifuteka teka ngo ayine kwa nafura umwebembezi munji konka bifuteka yo muntu ogwabahira waraji abaherize cyarukumi ogo muntu woro no sindika yahereze kuhereza sente we kwa kwika hariya ati nanye nka kushoshora namara undeke ndi akasente kanje. I want to tell my sister Rachel that we can have a better country beyond political parties. And indeed, we shall not contest in one. We are not dreaming for joining any political party, but we are looking at how can the people of Bushenyi Shaka Municipality be transformed. Obgoro rwacha abantu bafe babera bavu okumala n'emyaka jonna nga naye Bushenyi bwobanga ogenze ku internet noginonyerezako Bushenyi ye mukunsi mu Uganda yafe efuna enkuba buli kaseera,
meaning ebirime
bwoba ogenze okulima ate ofuna nnyo naye how many leaders bameka abakulembeze bafe nga abavuddeyo bagamba omanyi we are now advocating to get the right pesticides for the crops. How many are saying, can we go and get some grants for tractors? Let's start with tractors anyway. Tutandika okuberanga tuteka ebyokulima kwaffe kumutindo atomarara. Can we get some grant to take one to government bana bagara okulima mujje mufune sente mugende muzikozese ate maybe muzisolvanyuma
PDM
at PDM nze sirina buzibu nayo egende bwe bange ekola n'abagikozesa benefiting out of it, but the point is how many people are benefiting from
the PDM?
Recently, I had Minister Baram. We are together in Chizinda. And people were raising hands saying, we are not getting this money because people want us to first give them money to
pay.
First pay to get money. Such a system. I have a friend who was telling me that the only system that is remaining working is the digestive system. I said, but then we are getting out of hands. So I'm telling you, PDM would be a very amazing project if we analyze that clearly. I would tell you that PDM, given that the president himself has really moved to reach out to all Ugandans and make sure that all areas get PDM, it would be a working project. Okay. That is if the systems in Uganda are working, if corruption is dealt with up to the zero tolerance. But for as long as we still have people who think ntibamuhira sente zoftambuza zemyoga hate sente na wenu zazarebira ho cyangwa ine gomokera mu ibondo therefore horiza na yitaga sente oyino kubanza kampereze eki nyona heka kuhereze nagenda ruza kumuhereze miliyoni emwe bamugira hati yo banza tuhereze mitwara 2 hereze miliyoni emwe hati yebuza nyowe cyane etanyizire kwakira zo no kugira mutinzire kana ati ono cyangwa mengwa kwate sente zikuhereze ompereze ziria. That is the degree of impunity that we must fight as Ugandans. And this can only be fought if we choose to say we can serve people beyond political parties.
Okay.
Yes.
So honorable.
Yes.
In other words, you're coming as independent.
We are very independent, and akabonero xylophone. Xylophone is IKondere. In fact, akabonero abantu bitu babushenyi Shaka Municipality manyengwito aha ballot paper ni IKondere. Kandi IKondere tingwe na muriyete kizunzure. IKondere rinto ni ingamba heri izoba xylophone. Notera hagambeki. Ozomu security totera hagambeki. Ati nchimanyisa ngo abantu babushenyi Shaka bo bahirwa. Bamara. And most of these sectors I have been there. The majority of our people in our area, they are making they are surviving out of small projects. They are having small businesses that they are running.
Okay.
So if you choose to say you are supporting businesses and you aim at supporting these big businesses, you are not helping these people who are struggling to get school fees and etc. Yes. And therefore me, I'm saying, no, I grew up from there. I saw these people suffering. I saw how twinabanta ofutera matafari. Batera matafari basindika abantu mu mashomero.
Asharo.
Yeah, twinabanta bakiri kuguza waraji. Twinabanta bakubaga enyama kabagarame. Bagenda babaga enyama asibayo mukazi nago yoboro omushiza atema enyama baguza bihama kasente ngo batwara abana amashomero konkana na capital ibakukoresa nayo yonkate kumara. So we cannot keep a watch at a system which is not producing leaders, where leaders are just only going to satisfy their ego. Yes.
Honorable.
Yes, please.
That was very interesting. However, the fact that you're now here in Kampala, you're in Buya right now, heading a school, and your constituencies in Bushenyi, how are you going to ensure to remain accessible? The fact that you spend most of your time in Kampala and you're not now in Bushenyi.
Exactly. And this is what I have always told people. You see, leadership is a call. It's a call. And I have been in leadership because it depends on how you want to define leadership. I've been in leadership. And when we are serving, I still believe up to now that service is the only rent we give to God for the gift of life He gives us.
Yes.
And when you are serving humanity, you must know that you are serving no color. You are serving no specific group. You are serving the people of God.
Okay.
And now, for example, do you want to tell me that we don't have people who come from Bushenyi and they are within here?
Of course.
What about if I offer service? I will have served the people of Bushenyi shall come and inspired. But of course, beyond that, I'm going to the question, is that we are looking at now the leadership at the parliamentary level.
Yes.
And parliamentary level, I've kept on telling people that we intend to change the narrative. Ahabonchi takuhindura bire bitwire turebe bitakukorwa je twabikora je. Manya witariyo nkacu wabuza. Owitariyo abantu bafite mbahereruka bamuterera karuru. Hato bwiro bariyo nebetara. Bariyo nebetara nebereka abantu kwakwenda kubakorera kubakuza gukora je. Mbwene umuntu bantu mwe mutuyambe mutakarundi ndiyo mwaharimwe. Inombe nho ninde bayinibondo ndukoma kuriya arho nazi nechikunye benkana bata nabana nabakazi. Why are you deceiving? Why are you fooling people? You have been away from people. Now you are coming with 10,000, 1,000 to give them and buy some warrage. But they can go and finally you jump out. So the problem in Bushenyi has been that when they elect leaders, they come to Kampala, they sit, and then they enjoy.
Yes.
Me, I'm in Kampala today because I'm working. I'm not the MP of Bushenyi Shaka municipality. And I want people to understand that, by the way. There are those who say, why are you in Kampala? But I'm working. And I'm working, I serve my people, I serve our people, and I serve even people around us.
Okay.
Therefore, when these people trust me to say, you are the right candidate, go and serve us to the Parliament of Uganda. Me, I want to lift the Parliament from Kampala and I take it to Bushenyi. This is one of the narratives that we want to change. That let's stop having leaders who will only appear during campaigns and they disappear only to be seen during the time of maybe coming back for another term.
Yes.
Now, I'm saying, let these people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality understand that I'm the leader that they have been longing for over time. After swearing in, my office will be in Bushenyi, my parliament will be in Bushenyi. Let the people, we shall have new formations whereby we sit with locals, we get ideas from them because those people are the smartest people. They have better ideas than we do. And their ideas are the best because they represent what we exactly want to present to the parliament. Now I will come to sit in this parliament, sit in these small groups in Bushenyi. Let these people talk to me. Let them submit their ideas. Okay. How many times have you seen people being sent back to go and consult their people, and they are given some good money?
Okay.
When these people go, they just get one hotel and sit, and they make some phone calls, move around and tell them, ask them, what do they talk about this? Comes to deceive the speaker here. And that is a very wrong perception of politics, and that must end. So me, I'm saying that accessibility and responsibility is going to start right from the time of campaigning up to the time we shall be in parliament serving our people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality. Because I intend to be listening, we sit in these multiple groups. I am telling you, Rachel, we are going to have the first MP in this country who believes that the best parliament is the parliament of people at the local ground.
Wow.
Local ground. Sit. We discuss weekly basis. We have a sitting. Now we are in this division. Another time we are in the other division. We sit. People, what do you think I should go to speak in parliament? Then, because these are our bosses. These are our bosses. In fact, it pains me to find that an MP he goes in to convince these people, he manipulates them, they vote him, they are his people, his bosses, and finally he becomes their boss.
Yes.
You come to only harvester here, 25+ million. Me, I don't want that money. By the way, that one I should be on record. The money that is paid to a member of parliament, give it to me, I will take it to my people in Bushenyi Shaka municipality. Yes, and I have kept on telling them, I want to be on record in the whole world. The salary for an MP, it will be taken back to my bosses. To my bosses, because this is their money. They are sending one of them. The money that I am earning now, serving as a teacher in this regard, will be my money that I want to be maintained. Let the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality maintain that salary. It's the only money I want. It's the only man I want. Let the rest of this salary that people come to eat, and before it has just gone before 1 year, the stomach is touching St. Kagwa. What's that? Let this money go back to the ground, and when it gets
so in other words, you're saying this money is going into their stomach.
Where does it go then? If it doesn't go into their stomach, you went when you are very slim and slender.
Honorable, aren't you scared?
Scared of what?
Of those people that are coming to contest with you. So many people are expressing interest of that position. Aren't you scared?
I cannot be scared of those people. Instead, they are very scared of me.
You.
And they are scared of me because you are seeing, you are interviewing Edwin today. But in Edwin, there are people.
Okay.
Me, I'm preaching a people representation. A people representation. I tell people, don't say Edwin is contesting. No, you say we are contesting. Itwa abantu bahansi, abantu baburijo, abatine chibine, we are contesting. Therefore, I should not tell the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality that we are contesting. Then after going through, I say, I am the MP.
I'm the MP.
This vehicle for the MP will be the vehicle for the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality. Should I tell you something? I want us to see children of those small families coming from Bushenyi. Whenever I'm coming for a parliamentary sitting, I will come with one.
Children, one child
at least for every sitting. Sits in the gallery. They monitor, they see what Kampala is, they see what the parliament is, and then they develop that inspiration that politics and leadership is beyond the size of the people they used to see, so that when we are giving a report, they say yes, he was in parliament.
My dear Edwin, I'm going to follow up on this. I want to see how you're taking these children to
Rachel Tunya camera. Rachel Tunya camera. I want the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality to know that it's a new era.
Okay. It's
a new era. I would have competed because these people, they know me. Maybe the political parties would welcome me and say, please come and be here. But I'm telling them, no, we are beyond that. We are beyond serving and being royal human beings. But I mean, we are now royal to these people. We believe that they are the people who have elevated us to go and lead. Rachel, you will see me with a group of children going to the parliament to sit in the gallery and see what is going on. People, they go and deceive. Someone becomes an MP for 5 years. He has never stood to greet the speaker in parliament. And then whenever he comes, he says, you people, I was there. We were very tough. I presented this. What did you present that is not on record? Where can we find that content that you talked about that on the floor of parliament? Now, me, I'm saying I will be going with my people to carry the accountability. Sit there, see what the MP is doing. Then next week, we go back to the constituency. Let's sit. Let people ask,
discuss,
what did you say we should submit? This and this was submitted. Yes, people, were you there? And that is the kind of a new trend, new transition that I want to see happen in Bushenyi. And this is happening because it is coming.
You said you don't believe in political parties. How are you going to handle your leadership when you are elected? Because as a leader, you need people behind you to, when you're not there, you need like a circle or a group of people to run your errands when you're not at the constituency. How are you going to do that?
Yes, thank you, my dear sister Rachel. Let me tell you something. I want you to understand that I'm not contesting alone.
Okay.
As in IKondere, I'm not alone. We are a group.
Okay.
We are a people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality
Okay.
who are saying no, enough is enough.
Mm.
Muzei, Muzei, as in these people who have been in leadership and they keep coming, they are telling them, please, no, this is the guy now.
Okay.
Now, these are the people I'm going to serve with, and each one of us has got their role to play.
Oh.
That's one. Then number two, to the government. When we come to the government, I want us to understand that this country is governed by the constitution. Is governed by the constitution. So someone should not get worried. This guy is not in political parties. How is he going to manage when in any case is not maybe in the ruling government? That is out of control. What about the constitution? We are governed by the constitution in this country. Therefore, the constitution tells the government, go and serve the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality. So what is required of Edwin is Edwin to say, the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality, they are saying they must, the road from Barara to Bushenyi should be worked on. And you don't work on it, my dear. My time is going to be another time. You don't work on the road, which people have told me that we go and work on. The next day, we are all on the road. We are all on the road. The road must be worked on. Because we are not in a party, we are not fearing anyone. We are just saying no. Let the systems work.
Yes.
We shall go to schools, visiting school by school. We find teachers who are not on duty. For us, what we shall do, we shall enter classes and start teaching. I'm telling you, I'm a teacher. We shall enter classes and start teaching with my group. I will mobilize people in teaching. If you are policemen, but all you can do is to torment and torture, and you are not offering service to our people. We shall have community policing, and as an MP, I will just be enforcing that to make sure that the Bushenyi is the Bushenyi, which is the other Bushenyi that people used to hear about. And I'm telling people, let's make Bushenyi great again. But of course not for Adolf Hitler, who wanted to make Germany great again. But in this case, we are saying no, Bushenyi can be great, can be better than the way people are seeing it. Bushenyi used to be a very glorious place. People used to know it because of its outstanding features.
Yes.
And like I've told you, for us, we are always having water in Bushenyi. Bushenyi, right now, there are places which are very close to the town, but they don't have electricity.
Okay.
They don't have electricity. I was recently in Hoima. I found electricity passing in an area where there are no people. But Bushenyi, it is a house. And these houses have no electricity. How can that be? They have no water, piped water. Recently, I started the campaign of starting to bring the boreholes in the municipality. And for all these many years, how is that practical that our people can be still fetching water from the dams? Bushenyi Shaka municipality. And therefore, the time is for a new regime. The regime of Edwin IKondere, the regime of new and young blood, the regime that believes in changing the narrative, the regime that believes in seeing people better because people can make themselves better, and it is only through getting one of those people who can take what pains them to where they are supposed to be.
Amen. As we are winding up, Honorable, recently I saw a video of you, and I think you were out of the country. What are the interests that are out there that we don't know, that would love to know? And then lastly, you share a word to your voters and also describe yourself, your leadership in one word as we wind up here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. Yeah, it is true. Me, when I started this journey of political, getting involved into active politics, I looked at the best, because Edwin, if you told me to raise 1 billion to construct a school or another stuff in Bushenyi, I would not manage. And I want the people of Bushenyi Shaka municipality to understand that I don't have capacity to construct a school. Like I have seen those who come constructing smaller rooms like churches. They say we have constructed a church, you vote us. I will not deceive. I will not do that. I will not say I'm bringing tractors to start, working on the road so that I can be voted. No. Because I don't have that source of money that can raise that. But I went to Germany. I was in Germany.
Okay.
I went to Germany to study on the education system. I looked at how things are running in Germany. Okay. I went to Switzerland. I was in France. I moved to most of the Europe countries. Okay. My intention was can't we have a collaboration? Can't we have a relationship where we can send our children to those countries to go and get scholarships and study? And I want to tell you, as I speak, IKondere, Edwin Twinomugisha IKondere ya Bushenyi Shaka Municipality, I have over 15 bursaries from Germany. We shall be sending students to Germany to go and study.
Okay.
I'm working on a project with Switzerland. And when it is done and ready, we shall be releasing it. Our partners in France are ready to work on the sources of water in Bushenyi, among very many other issues. But largely, my journey, my trip in Europe was to make sure that we open up a relationship. Because these people have been lying us. In fact, they even enjoy the taxpayers' money that they have gone to benchmark. And I'm not going. I took myself to Germany to go and do this much earlier than I go into parliament to show you that I am very committed, very ready. But what is very important, I want to see children to believe that they can leave Bushenyi, they go to an international scene. We are going to start sending them. I think by next week, by next year, our project will be running and the Switzerland project will be complete. Now for Germany is very open.
Okay.
Then people are going to be subscribing to Edmark Foundation.
Wow.
We just send them. They go and study. They bring these bachelors. We work for making Bushenyi great again. Okay. Because it's going to be for all of us. Yeah. And then, of course, my dear sister, Edwin Twinomugisha IKondere is for inclusivity and equity. We are looking at inclusiveness and equitable access of services to all people. And that has been my word from the beginning. It shall always be my word. Inclusivity
and equity.
We are looking at inclusivity and equity. Okay. If I can break it, I'm looking at inclusiveness in terms of benefiting from services, and then that equitable access to those services. Not to come in the line and they ask you who is your grandfather and so what. You get a point? Not to go to school and they say school children for the rich, they will study from this side, and these ones they will study from this side. I was asking people, those who are contesting, do they know what it means to push a car which has got stuck in mud? Do they even know? Or it is from Kampala and Tamaka into their houses? And if they don't know, how are they going to give what they don't have? How can you solve the problems you don't know? Have they even understood that where there is no electricity, people are suffering, the businesses are not working, people are quite stuck in darkness and they don't know what is coming next? And IKondere is the light, is the source of hope for all people of Bushenyi Shaka Municipality. And by the way, let me tell you, I am the hope for Uganda. And not only Bushenyi, I'm the hope for Uganda because our vision is very open.
Interesting.
Yes.
One word to your voters, and then you also describe yourself, your leadership in one single word.
Thank you so much.
As we close.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, abaturebera izoba izina niraka nkoko nabagambira Edwin Twinomugisha omwana wanyu icyo ni kikuru akuriraho atwiraho so omwana wanyu kandi umushaziremu mukashaba ngo ayizaye simbe ahantebeje bwamembe wa parliament ahabwa Bushenyi Shaka Municipality nyenda ko hamisiriza no kwaraganisa hati mufunire cyererezi IKondere nico cyererezi citu kandi nyenda kubagambira ngo turazo mu parliament turonto tuzakoreba ibyo kutangaza byonka turonto kureba ibyo kutangaza twaza kufuna umwebembezi witwa kubanza aha myaka yanjeje mito yinyine niza kugikoresa no mutuma gwanje gona okuranga na savingo umuntu wabushenyi Shaka Municipality kurgaha muntu ori wo hansa rufuterwe nzura no mushara kuzafutera karuru mpaka kwikaha muntu w'amano umuhango mu Bushenyi mbwe no buhira bwicire waburi bara muntu kubenefitingira umubwire oburungi obwo bwebembezi oburungi ekigambo cyanje cyamuheru nyera kandi kubagambira ngo it's for God alone. It's for God alone. Nicyarahanga chonga. Nyewe tinyina bushoborozi. Reba arahanga no ayanyesira kajati yo mwana we gendo cyungura Bushenyi nje tuyaryo mbazeyi abantu batwirana batubiha nibiza batera pick and play kandi abashaba b'abanyabushuba nibiza babiha ayemera rampaho akuretera hato witaryo wakareba kwataka oyihe mwaka wene biza hato ora bazima abanyabushenyi mwikiriza batandike kuba kwasibare babiho mugato mu ngaro omugati manya n'ubwenge bwawe omugati manya no bushoborozi bwawe ufitera karuru omugati manya no kuremera cyo rukwenda omugati manya no kumanya ngo amazima n'amazima ekibine kibi ahabo kube kibi kirba kirungi mugume n'amana ranga bandindire kandi ubira kubura bagwicire mu kiteka tekeho warango Edwin Twinomugisha IKondere Bushenyi Shaka Municipality kushemerire tera karuru rugende ruhoto kampa titereze tuzimbe Bushenyi. Let's make Bushenyi great again.
Toyanziza nnyo Honorable Edwin okwefiriza kadde okujja okusharingako naffe obugambo bwo obulungi obusenenkerevu ate bw'otuweereza eri abalabi baffe yonna gye muli yoyo abadde Honorable Edwin agenda okwesimbawo mu kitundu kye Bushenyi. Edwin Twinomugisha.
Yeah, Edwin Twinomugisha.
Yes. So like I said, describe yourself in one word. Like what kind of leadership are you bringing?
The kind of leadership that we are bringing to Bushenyi, it is having people believing in their leader. Having people trusting that a leader is one of them. I had the one who was saying that when you enter into my car without knocking, I will beat you. No. The parliament, the car for the member of parliament is your car. Therefore, I'm now making a decentralized format of leadership. The leader must come back, and that's me. And therefore, all the benefits of an MP are the benefits for the people of Bushenyi municipality.
Sibadde nzekka ku kamera kuliko menakoze nawo. Camera 1 kuliko George ne camera 2 ene mabega ndiyo ne mukama wange Joseph bebambereddewo paka show wewedde. So norekyo musigale ku Zubair TV bingi nnyo byekyabaletera programs nyingi nnyo, Mama's Journey, Sisterhood Sessions, documentaries tuzifulumiza. Mugende mu clickinge ku subscribe button, like button, mu commentinge. Toyanza nnyo mwebalire ddala. Nange Rachel Ogwang. Bye bye.
Zubair TV Ensibuko y'amagezi.